Imagine if our first podcast with our first proper length podcast with a girl, because we've done the little ones at NAPC, especially the girl who was the center of like a controversial sort of sexism related topic recently. Yeah. Started with us doing absolutely no planning, and she didn't realize that we started recording and she's eating toast.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that'd be really weird.
Yeah, we've started.
Hi.
Rachel Gough, ladies and gentlemen. No, not Gough. Fuck.
Say my name.
Oh, I've screwed it already.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Motus Prodcast. What? Gough? Like cough.
Cough, but with a G.
Cough,
but with a G.
You could have waited for me to finish my toast.
No, but it's more fun that way. You have to speak right into the microphone so we have to hear the ASMR of toast.
I hate that.
That was real noises from her mouth.
I'm stepping back when I eat my toast.
All right, we'll chat shit about Rachel while she finishes her toast. Sorry, I'm in a rush. I got to go back and see Darwin. And we got stuff to do.
Yeah. So this is one of our two first girls that we've sponsored. I say we've sponsored.
Well, it is we. We're a unit. Unity.
Which is interesting because we haven't had Camilla on here either. So
no, well, Camilla came on the NAPC one very briefly.
But that was before.
Now
it's after.
Now it's official. Rachel, how you doing?
I'm good. That toast was really good.
It wasn't toast, it was warm bread.
Yeah.
It was toast.
It was like slightly warmed bread.
Okay, but you didn't give me much time to cook, to toast.
Toast.
Yeah.
That confused me because I thought it was you who fucked around with the settings on the toaster anyway and made me burnt my bagel yesterday.
No, I told you I put it in. I never actually time my toast. I just do it by
What?
By ear.
By feeling.
Yeah.
No, but
I can sense it's done.
I just put it in and then I'm like, okay, that's a good amount of time. I pop it out and then I flip it over and then I put it back in. I'm like, that's a good amount of time. You can just tell.
Yeah, no.
You're a loser. It's your fault you burnt your bagel.
We've updated our sound pads, so we got some good ones coming today for sure. Rachel, can you get off your phone, please?
I'm replying to someone that I was originally replying to when you started.
Oh, okay.
You're on your phone quite a lot. You love your phone.
Sorry.
We'll stop chatting shit. Let her text finish. So myself and Rachel had never really properly met up until recently. We briefly met at Nova City, right?
Yeah, because you totally remember that.
No, I don't remember it. You literally messaged me and you're like, do you remember meeting me? And I was like, no, not at all. Because I'm a fucking diva. I meet like 1,000 people a day and I have to sign all these autographs and I just don't remember like nobodies until David Guetta features you. And then I'm like, oh, let's sponsor this girl. Rachel thought last night, she was like, I bet you only sponsored me because that video blew up. I was like, no, we'd already decided before.
What, the one where you fell in the water?
Yeah, well,
no, we'd already decided.
Imagine sponsoring someone because a video of them falling in the water blew up.
I was saying
that wouldn't happen.
I was saying that's probably the only reason they found out who I was.
No.
Because as far as I knew, you had absolutely no clue who I was.
Motus has its tendrils out and like,
I first saw you from the clip where you did the rail pre and then the descent, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because you shared that and then you followed me after that. I'm not like psycho, I just remember that.
Remember every one of your followers.
Well, it's kind of like, because you shared that and I was like, that's really cool. Kieran from Motus shared my post. And I think Max shared another one of mine, and I was like, "Oh my god, Max Barker shared my post."
So from there, we were all aware.
We have like scouts out there. Any event in the world right now, there's a Motus scout just standing in the corner in like a trench coat.
You know what is weird though? Like Marx, he's like been tracking me.
Yeah, Marx is he's like a data scientist.
He's a data scientist, but he was like, oh yeah, like he was showing me like my like data, and I was like, this goes back for really like to like June. And I was like, you guys were tracking me from then. It might have been July, I don't know. But
yeah, maybe, I can't remember.
Still.
I mean, that's all up to him. He's obsessed with
Mark
it.
loves that kind of thing.
Yeah, which is handy.
But yeah, welcome. We literally didn't plan this. We said yesterday we were going to do it because we did one with Travis and we were like, oh, fuck's sake, may as well do one with Rachel. You were swing tagging hats in the corner throughout that entire thing. So thank you for that. Where? Oh, actually, I need to say something to anyone who received an offensive message off the Motus mobile WhatsApp yesterday.
Oh, was that you? Were you going
Rachel
down on the Motus
sat there
mobile
in the afternoon?
I saw her on it, and I was wondering, should I get her off of it? I don't know, but you
just chatting shit to people who like. Do you know all of the people you messaged or some?
Oh, I know. It's all I just said was like to Shay. 'Cause Shay was like, "You guys should come to Liverpool." And I was like, "No, Liverpool's shit." And then that's literally what I said. And then
he called me a posh. He called me a posh twat.
I did not say that.
No, Shay called me a posh twat.
Yeah, he called you posh twat, but that's because he didn't know it was me. And then there was a couple others where they just asked like normal questions, like I can't remember what they were, but I just replied yes to like a completely irrelevant question.
Good. So you the rule was that we would never respond to anyone unless they sent a photo of a dog, and you've just fucked it.
Well,
like you fucked my Soul Destroyer rug.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, but Keelan ruined the carpet and Jordan ruined the wall.
Afterwards, everything's going wrong. A quick story. Rachel walks in, first time in the office, with incredibly muddy, second time.
We all had very, very muddy shoes.
Everyone takes their feet off. Feet off, shoes off. She walks upstairs, my brand new Soul Destroyer rug that I just put on Instagram. And I put it on Instagram the day after, actually.
Worth £1,500.
1,500 penny. It wasn't, it's not that expensive. She stands on it with muddy feet on the only cream bit of it. Yeah,
but it was literally it was an accident. I said sorry.
No, it's fine. You said sorry. I accepted your apology. I'm not angry.
I thought it was on purpose.
I'm not angry. It's
can
just
I just clarify?
funny.
You've literally brought me on this podcast to bully me.
No, because we're actually going to go in deep and do some like good talks and things.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to know exactly how you started.
We're not bullying you. That's
bullshit.
Sorry, that's straight from the path that we're just using as a soundbite. Where should we just go back to the start?
I think it'd be good to do that because then we can talk about present things.
I do just want to address that. I think this morning sealed the deal of me being like, yeah, Rachel's kind of one of us when she was using a screwdriver to stab open sitting on the floor, using a screwdriver to stab open a can of spaghetti hoops to eat them cold.
No, I didn't. No, I actually heated them up this time.
Oh, okay, because you actually had a microwave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, fair play. She's like...
That is her favourite meal, though. In Glasgow, you had like no money.
Spaghetti hoops.
Yeah.
It's because that was because on the way back from Copenhagen, I didn't check into the airport 2 hours before my flight online. So I tried to check in when I actually got there, and they were like, you have to pay a £50 fee, over £50.
Who was that with? Was that Ryanair?
Yeah, that was Ryanair. Yeah. So then I was like, well,
it's the false economy of Ryanair.
I paid the fine, and then I had to go straight to Glasgow with £4.19 in my bank account, and then try and live off that. So that's why
spaghetti hoops.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
The diet of an athlete.
It is the parkour, like just the every sort of young parkour athlete just has this like, got £3 in my bank account and I ate cat food for a week, like that kind of story. But I digress. When did you get into parkour?
So I got into parkour about 2.5 years ago.
Which is mind blowing.
Yeah, so I started when I was 15 and a half. I set foot in the parkour gym because...
Which one?
Paramount Parkour.
Nova City. No.
Paramount Parkour.
Sorry.
What one? Keynes.
Milton Keynes.
I was thinking of Nova City's old name, which was like... We don't talk about that. No, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I had to remember what that was called.
But yeah, I entered the parkour gym when I was 15. It was on the 30th of April.
Oh.
And I'm not joking. The first jump I did was a rail pre that was over the height of my head, and it was like.
That's pretty crazy.
Why? I don't know. I'll show you the video in a sec.
Why did you go to the parkour gym? How did you get into it?
Because I did gymnastics at Milton Keynes Gymnastics. Oh, don't come for me, I swear.
Don't come for me.
But yeah, I started doing gymnastics at Milton Keynes Gymnastics when I was 13. I'd done it when I was really little. And then I went to open gym sessions with my best friend who did trampolining at that same place. And then we met some people who did parkour in the parkour centre, which was like attached to the gymnastics centre.
Was that Milton Keynes thing? Was that the actual gym?
Wait, they had a parkour centre?
Yeah, so we had a little parkour room which was attached, like next, it was like in the same building.
Like a crash? Like a crash, like a kid's soft play room?
No, it had like proper parkour set up.
Just imagine like a little room with like soft things.
The net around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and then I met people who went and trained in the parkour centre at open gym, and then about after like a year and a half of doing gymnastics, I just didn't like it. Yeah. And I kept getting injured, and I had a really mean coach. And then my coach would literally like tell me I couldn't speak to the parkour lot when they were like that I was friends with when they were walking in because they were a bad influence.
Oh, wow.
And then parkour. I just had a bad back injury and I wasn't having fun. So I said to my coach, I was like, yeah, I'm quitting. And then I started doing parkour classes once a week. You
don't strike me as someone who would do something they didn't like for a while.
It's just because I'd always because I'd done gymnastics when I was little and it was just kind of like a thing that I did. I was never good. Like I could like a backwards walkover, forwards walkover, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I just did gymnastics because I just like to flip, but then I ended up not liking it because of my coach being quite strict and stuff.
So was there a group of people who you went to the parkour classes with, or was it something you just went to alone? Or
well, because I knew people from Open Gym, I went to Paramount Parkour to like a trial session, and they have this like thing. It's like different classes, and then they had like Elite Squad, which was like.
Elite Squad.
Is that like Travis's advanced thing that he was talking about?
Yeah, pretty much that. But I couldn't do like anything.
Yeah.
But there was only one other girl in the Elite Squad team called Tegan. She's really, really cool. But basically, the way that they had it at the moment, if they put me in like the advanced class, because I could like do a backflip, I would have been like a bit like at the top level. So they were like, you know what, we'll just put her in the Elite Squad. So I got put straight into the Elite Squad.
Thrown in the deep end.
That must have been helpful though, with being with people who are elite, quotation marks.
Yeah.
It was,
you know what I mean?
It was intimidating and stressful.
Were they not helpful?
I don't know, because I feel like if I hadn't been put in that, then I don't know how I would end up still doing it.
So you were with another girl, so it wasn't just you at that time?
Yeah, there was another girl there, so it was... I think if I'd been put in the advanced class, I wouldn't have been with any other girls. So
yeah, okay.
I guess it was nice, but the people in the elite squad were pretty good, and they were also like... Oh, I'm really good. You can sit and watch while I do something good, and I was like, I just want to learn to do a wall flip.
3G though.
All I think when I hear elite is like guys in matching tracksuits being like, we're in the elite squad.
But with a 3G
I really don't like the name, but
parkour, freestyle gymnastics.
I just ended up doing parkour lesson. It wasn't really a structured lesson because the elite squad was more like he's like, oh, this is a really cool flip, you guys should learn it. Or
you can't control the elite, they just fucking do what they want. So.
I know, but it was just I mean, it's a very different way to like start parkour, because it's not like it was a structured lesson when I was little. It was like, Rachel, what do you want to do today? And I was like, I kind of just want to learn to do a palm spin because I can't do that. And then,
but that's cool. Like,
yeah, but then everyone in the elite squad could like do all these cool tricks when I was starting out. So I just wanted to learn a palm spin. It was like, no, we're learning like full up, back out kind of thing.
Okay.
No.
Weird. It's so interesting to hear about like people learning through classes.
I know.
Obviously, just coming in.
I didn't think
like with Travis as well. Yeah.
I did have a very good coach though. His name was Josh. He's still there actually, but he was very good at like trying to get stuff for me to do while the others were still doing crazy stuff.
Just to clarify, so you live in Milton Keynes?
I don't live in Milton Keynes. I live like half an hour out of Milton Keynes and literally in the middle of nowhere.
But that's like your town, city.
I guess I'm closer to Northampton, but there's no parkour scene there.
Who's your little Northampton hero?
Slow Tie.
Slow Tie, yeah. You're born in the same hospital as him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing.
2 claims to fame there. You got shared by David. When you got your content stolen by David Guetta, and you were born next to Slow Tie.
Next to Slow Tie, yeah totally.
Same birthday, everything.
Yeah, literally the same day. I actually know how old he is, but I don't. That's not
probably depressingly young for how successful it was. Is he successful? I don't know.
Yeah.
Sick. So you started 2 years ago, and now you're here. You've made it. You've completed parkour. Well done.
Thanks. Bye. Okay, I'm done. I'm retiring now.
Yeah. Where do we even go? This is why we should have written questions.
I'm just trying to think. Well, how long did you stay at the gym for? If you quit, you did gymnastics for how long before that?
Well, I did it when I was little, and then I quit when I was like 10, and then I took it back up when I was 13.
Yeah.
So I did it for about a year. I did it till I was 15 and a half, so...
Gymnastics.
Yeah,
and then when you did parkour classes, you did that for how long? Because you don't do that now.
No, I don't do that now, but I basically did that up until lockdown, because I went back to the gym for a little bit to try and do some of the classes because I was still like part of the gym, but I recently left, so...
Yeah.
It's weird how lockdown is just like the unanimous. It's like
Well, I just know exactly, like people can, that's a time frame now.
Exactly, it's a time frame.
Like,
it's like
at the end of lockdown, everyone knows what that means.
Yeah. Everyone can then think about where they were. It's like the Twin Towers. Like everyone knows where they were when that happened.
Exactly.
It's like, I remember what happened like at the start of lockdown.
It is weird though, because if it wasn't for lockdown, I wouldn't be sat here. Like I know that as a fact.
Potentially, I think potentially.
No, look at it, literally. If you go back to
I mean, I think I agree with you potentially.
Yeah,
because I think, I mean, I don't know if we should talk about this right now, but the sort of deciding factor in my head that made me kind of be like, yeah, we should take on Rachel.
Yeah.
Let's go into it. Is like you over this last summer, which for a lot of people has been incredibly restrictive, and for yourself it was, you have, and we were talking about this in the car earlier, like very independently pushed out to travel a lot of the time on your own to go and network, to meet, to constantly train. Like up until you broke your wrist, you were putting out a lot of content. And it felt like over this last, because I don't know when I first became aware of you and your movement, so to speak. I don't know when I first like followed you or anything like this, but like what I noticed as a change over the sort of the summer was that you stopped. Well, it looked like you had broken a number of mental barriers, and you were like, it suddenly felt like in your movement, you weren't holding back anymore. You were like trying, I don't know, like the 180 you did recently in Derby or Nottingham, where you sent that screenshot into the WhatsApp, and I was like, oh, have you broken your ankle or whatever?
Oh, wait, no, the 180 to pliers.
Yeah. But it's like that kind of thing. It's not like full send in some reckless way, but it's like looks it just hard for you, and you're committing all the way through.
It shows eager progression. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's what I felt over this summer, was like stuff like that. I'd watch your movement and be like, okay, she's like broken those mental barriers, and she's now like on the way up. And as we've sort of always said with Motus, we want to try and support the people coming up, and like taking on someone like Travis isn't really supporting someone who's coming up. It's taking on the obvious fucking card because he's Travis. But like, so you were such an optimum choice for that reason. And as you said, because of lockdown, like you probably wouldn't have pushed out as hard as you did to go and just like fucking do your thing, which is sick. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that explain your like, your daily routine that you were telling us about, like work, then you go training, then
that's brutal.
But then also like the fact that you don't have anyone to train with, so you're constantly like, just run me through that. Like, cause it's so weird because it's the sort of the sexism, not the sexism thing, but like the fact that you are a girl makes it harder in this sport, undisputably. Yet you are very on your own. It's not like you've got some massive community around you. Like, it's not like you've grown up in the center of London or something, but you've just been like, I'm pushing, like you went to Nova City on your own as a girl. That takes so much more confidence than a guy on their own.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's sick to see. And just as I said, like when I said like, it feels like you're not one to do something that you don't enjoy for very long. It also feels like you're one to just be like, I'm going to do that anyway, even if there's a bit of like adversity in my face.
Yeah. I mean, definitely with the Nova City thing, because I'd been going to like the parkour classes like once or twice a week for not even a year.
In Milton Keynes or Nova City?
In Milton Keynes.
Yeah, okay.
I'd never been to Nova City. I'd never trained at a gym that wasn't my own gym. I'd never met anyone who didn't train at my own gym. But I heard about the event because some people who trained at my gym were like, oh, look, there's this event where I think we're going to go. And then I was like, I saw it and I looked at it, I was watching all the YouTube videos, like, I'm going to this event. I was so excited, and everyone was saying, oh yeah, we're going to go. So I was like, I'm going. I got my ticket, and then they did, oh, well, we're not going to go anymore. Kind of thing. And I was like, well, I've bought my ticket, and I technically, I could have got my money back, but I was like, I've watched too many of these videos. I'm going. Yeah. And I got my dad drove me from my house to Nova City, which is a 2 hour drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dropped me off. I was like, all right, bye.
Fucking hell.
And literally, I remember it so clearly. I walked into the main entrance. I was like, is this some Project Underground? And Lisa was there like, yeah, darling, hello, how are you doing? And I was like, oh my God, there's a woman here. Thank you. And then I remember walking.
So you must have known who Elise was.
Yeah, I watched her video. I was talking about Lisa.
But obviously, like Elise is like she's such a big name from that gym.
Mm. Yeah.
Had you made any contact to her or anything like?
No, not at all. I literally.
So you were just going in.
That's crazy because you're good friends of her now.
Oh yeah, she's literally one of my best friends.
Yeah.
But now I remember walking to the gym just being like, I want to go home. But yeah, I'd seen that Sydney had been at the gym earlier in the day. She wasn't there at the moment. And then I saw Elise like walking around at one point. But I walked into that gym. I didn't speak to anyone. I was like, and then I got off and did I just did a lache from, now that I think about it, wasn't actually that bad of a lache. Like, it's like decent. I probably can't even, it's like hard to explain which one it was. But Travis and Charlie Havel came over and they were like training in the same area, and then they started talking to me. They were like, because I was scared to do the lache. And Travis was like, oh, yeah, you can do that. And I'd actually spoken to Travis so much on Instagram before. We realised this literally like the other night. We're like, we talked so much in 2018. What the hell? And then I still hadn't met him. I remember going to, actually no, that's a lie. I had gone to the Parkour project in December, right before Project Underground. I remember that now, yeah.
Was that for a jam as well?
That was for the Christmas
one.
Yeah. Jam.
Sick.
But I'd spoken to Travis loads on Instagram, and he told me, oh, there's this jam, or so he posted it or something. I was like, oh, I'm going to come. So I came down, and then I went to the jam, and I saw him there, and just was like, didn't say a single word to him. No, not at all.
Amazing.
Didn't say a single word, so... Yeah,
starstruck by Travis, but yeah,
I was not starstruck. I was intimidated by the existence of other humans.
Yeah, that's Parkour already, because you do message like quite a few people before you've actually met them, and you get to know them very well because you're into the same sort of sport.
What's even funny is like after the jam, I posted like a clip from it, and then Travis messaged me like, "Oh, it was really good to meet you," and I was like, I didn't speak a word to you.
Good to see you across the room.
But yeah, then he came up to me at Project Underground, and then him and Charlie Havel introduced me to people, which was really, really nice. And I don't think I actually would have like carried on going to jams if they hadn't done that, so.
There's always like that one thing that kind of gets you over. What did you go there with any, because Project Underground is kind of predominantly a comp. Was there any like, oh, I want to compete, or was it just like you just want to go?
I didn't want to compete at all. I hate competing. And then I kind of got like persuaded to compete.
They're good at doing that.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It's because like Sydney was competing in the it was because I was 16, so I was in the adult category. And Sydney was competing, and there was no other girls, and then Lisa was like,
"Go on, love."
You should so do it.
So it's just you and Sydney competing.
Yeah, and
that's quite scary.
I could just show you my run now if you want. I've got it like on my phone.
It's like first comp,
but I don't know if how that works on a podcast. But
where they wouldn't be able to. Well, we could plug it in. They wouldn't be able to hear it.
But you'd be able to see what the hell I mean when I say. First of all, it was awful. I fell on a free cartwheel.
How many years had you been training?
Is that an aerial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't been training a year when I did that.
Not even a year,
no.
and then you were competing against
the reigning champ. Like.
No, I'm so embarrassed. Like that,
But you fucking did it.
Yeah. I did it, and I cried like 6 times.
What, in the run?
No, not in the run.
I was gonna say, if I saw it, I probably would have been laughing. I'm like,
I'm joking. I did a run, and I think I fell over.
Trust
I was
going to say, Giles.
I fell over in Nova City.
The commentator, I'm not going to say who it was because I'm not like rinsing them, but still, on everyone's run before, he'd been proper hyping them up and been like, oh, that was a really good this. And on my run, didn't say a single word. It was silence. And literally, that's what I got to the end. Watched the video. I literally just cried in the toilet.
No.
And I cried before it as well. I just didn't want to do it. But then I was like, no, because if you don't do it, then you're going to regret it. And then I'm really glad I did it now.
It's a good, even though you cried afterwards, I've always found it's a nice feeling afterwards because you're like, you've done
it. If it went well. When it goes wrong.
Right afterwards, I was like, why the hell did I do that? That was so embarrassing. And then some people made fun of me for it. So,
so like now, would you say you wish you never did that?
No, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. That's good.
Because although people made fun of me for it, like...
to your face?
Yeah.
Is it the person that we spoke about earlier?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but it's okay.
No, it was just more like they just made fun of me for like competing when it wasn't that good of a run. If you look at the run now, it's not that bad.
That's savage.
Still, it was like kind of like a realization that people aren't going to give a fuck. So like...
it's just the wrong people. Like you don't need to be friends with people who do that.
Well, they're my friend now because they're just a nice person now. But
oh, really?
Still, yeah.
I don't know who we're talking about, but you do, don't you? Really?
No, that's
not him.
Oh,
it's
not him.
Oh,
but no. Wait.
Same hairstyle.
Yeah.
Hold on. Show me a picture.
I'll bang a text in the.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Okay, so that's weird. Yeah, you are good friends. So did you like speak to Sydney before competing, or did she help you at all? Because
I went up to Sydney and got a photo with her.
Oh,
before you competed.
I don't actually remember, but she was really sweet and she was really happy that I competed. So
yeah,
have you spoken to her since?
I still have. Yeah, I have that photo on my phone. I'm just there like so happy because I got to meet Sydney. Awesome.
Sick.
Yeah. That is cool.
I sound like such a fangirl on this whole thing.
No, but it's like...
You got like... I feel like in your first like few years of training, you are like...
You need to be inspired and you need to...
I got Blue to sign my t-shirt when I first met him.
Exactly. It's like when you start training, you're like... You see all these like... Almost not big names, but like well-known people in the sport, and you're like... They're really inspire all of your movements. When you do meet them, it's like, wow. And then like... Because for me, it happened all quite quick, and then... Like, I used to like dream of getting sponsored by Motus, and then I got sponsored by Motus. I was like, what the fuck?
Here we are at the Motus Project making dreams come true.
It must have happened so fast, like all of this. Yeah. You squeezed all of this into 2 years somehow.
Yeah, it's all quite overwhelming. It kind of also came out of nowhere because it was already this summer. But
yeah. I mean, I was with you when you got the message from Giles.
I was having a nap. I was having a nap.
As we've discovered, you do quite often.
I opened the message and I had been in Glasgow.
Yeah, because you
haven't been checking the WhatsApp, so I didn't even know what was going on. And I opened that message. And I don't know if I should be opening this. Go back down.
Did you open it on my phone?
Yes, because I was just going through your phone, and then.
Yeah, it was. We'd spoken about it for ages.
I was having a nap. Keelan was just going through my phone.
As he does.
I was we were with Robbie, so it was like a couple of the Motus guys were there.
Yeah. Well, Robbie doesn't check the WhatsApp, so he's
Travis was there as well.
Oh yeah.
So I just remember waking up, and I have very, very like vivid dreams. So like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, where the hell am I, kind of thing. So I woke up from this nap and I was like, I got rushed out the door. I can't remember we were going to
my dream.
Yeah, we were just we went to go training. And
I know. It sounds so sad, doesn't it?
Keep your mouth shut. Don't tell. You were talking so loud about the message in front of everyone there.
No, because I opened the message. I remember checking my phone. I just woke up from my nap. I was getting rushed out the door. I said out loud, like, why the hell have I got a message request from Giles? And then Travis was like, ooh, like, because he knew. Like,
I'd already told Travis. Yeah.
And then I just opened the message and I was like, the fuck? And obviously I like read like part of it out loud, and I read at the bottom, please could you keep this a secret? And I was like, oops.
It's instantly a good feeling, because when I was on that trip, that now turned into there being 4 Motus members, like including myself, on like a Glasgow trip. Because it was just me and Robbie, but now I know like, oh, Travis is basically part of Motus, and now Rachel is.
And then I broke my hand.
And you broke your hand, slammed it all. How is your injury recovery going?
My hand's doing okay. It's my wrist, which is just.
You did a press up earlier.
I did a press up with like my hand
fist,
in a fist, and that didn't hurt, which was good.
Significant cracking noise that I heard.
Oh, that was my elbows.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I haven't done any like upper body strength at all since I broke my hand, so I'm so weak.
Was that your first parkour injury?
No, I tore my, I didn't tear it. I like messed up all the fibers in my lower back on one side doing a swing cast, which was really nice. And then I sprained my ankle pretty badly in 2019 as well. But I healed from that pretty quick.
Solid.
Fair.
Shall we just, I don't know what we should talk about. You're still in school, right? You're in college. Mm-hmm. I've come to discover that you are hyper intelligent. You're at 2 different schools studying engineering.
I'm studying engineering at one and chemistry at the other.
Yeah.
One of them is Hogwarts.
One of them looks like Hogwarts.
No, it is Hogwarts.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah. And do you enjoy that?
Kinda.
You want to go to uni, right?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Just gonna see, but I did enjoy it, but I mean, it's something I enjoy, but at the same time, I find every time I'm in a lesson, I'm just thinking, this would make a really good line, this would make a really good run, you know, like, oh, it'd be so cool to be able to like swing dub outside. Like, I remember thinking that.
Are you, this is what you were saying to me the other day. Are you the type of person who doesn't have to revise and you just bang exams?
No, I'm like, the way it works with me is I revise and I remember it so well. But if I don't revise, I'm screwed. So, this is what I've realised about Rachel, is that she may eat potato hoops with a screwdriver out of a can, but she has some weirdly intelligent brain that is like that graph we looked at the other day, and you were just like, that's wrong, it should be exactly like this, and they explained it in the most like cohesive way of like how it should actually be, and I was like, you're really smart. Yeah, well, but sometimes I think like, you got mud on my carpet, like you must be dumb. Like, It's a...
You're a smart, dumb person, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess.
So you're just normal. I think that cancels out.
Yeah.
Nothing special about it.
Averagely intelligent. But yeah, I guess you're right. I do.
There we go. There it is. The do-do.
I do really dumb stuff all the time and loads of stupid things. I'm like, why? Am I actually an idiot? And then I can, look. I don't know. I can look at a graph and tell you
just back it up with
Mark's graph is incredibly wrong, and he's done all of his exercises.
He's going to listen to this and cry. No, but you're like, you've definitely got a very mathematical brain, and as you were saying the other day, you visualize stuff intensely, like the swing double.
Yeah, like. I don't even know how to explain this, but I wanted to do a swing dub because I saw Noah Diogina do it, and I was like, "That's cool." I'd never done it before, and then I was like, "Well, theoretically, it's just a back away like twice." So for about 2 months, I just was like daydreaming half the time, just imagining myself do a swing dub. I was like, "That'd be really cool." And then I was in the gymnastics part of the place that I train off the low bar.
Yeah.
The low double eight, like A bars. Like uneven.
The one that's like teeth high.
Yeah. It was over a pit, but still I could stand in the pit and reach up and touch the bar.
Yeah.
So I just cleared the pit a bit, but pushed all the pit forwards. And then I just kind of was prepping it to my back, and then everyone's like, "You can't do that. You're going to break your neck." And I was like, "Oh well, I'd rather do."
Who's saying that?
The boys.
The boys, yeah. But in my brain, I'd rather do it off the low bar and do a swing dub to my neck than do it off the high bar, swing dub, and awkwardly land in the pit, because the pit you can probably mess yourself up. So I ended up just sending it, and I literally over-rotated it on the first send, and it was like a clean one. So I remember being so scared, but after I did that, then it just came a routine that I did it a couple times each session off the wooden bar, which is it was like a bendy one. Then I put a mat into the pit and then landed it. I kind of ruined my technique though, that I didn't have, because I started prepping it off the metal bar in the gym, because we don't have a foam pit in the parkour gym. Okay. So I started prepping it off a metal bar just to match, but I completely ruined my technique. When I went to Oller Up, and then my friend Seba, who was there, kind of corrected my technique. I just don't know why, I just kept leaving my feet behind. But he corrected my technique, and there was a metal bar into a pit there. As soon as I came back from that trip, I just banged it out in the gym.
That's sick.
Was that close to your trip to Copenhagen?
No, that was Oller Up, so that was February.
Mm-hmm. But to the one where you had done it outside? No,
so after I'd done it in the gym, I did it in the gym for the first time on the Friday, and then I competed it on the Saturday, either the next day. I think it was 2 days later.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I competed it in a run to a tiny mat, because you couldn't do a swing dub.
That's
to that
sick.
wooden floor. It was great.
Yeah, that's a hard trick to do in a run.
I competed it, and then after that, I didn't do it once until I did it in Copenhagen, because all the gyms shut.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it at all, and then I was in Copenhagen, and then I saw it was the sand, and I was like, I said to Kevin, I was like, it'd be so cool if I could do swing dub, And then Kevin was like, do it then. And I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, tomorrow we're going to go and you're going to do swing dub. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, yeah, you are. And then we looked at it, and then I was like, I could do it. And then literally from that moment that I'd tried a prep all the way until when I actually sent it, I didn't stop thinking about it. I didn't sleep the night before, because I was like, I'm going to do the swing dub outside tomorrow.
Visualising it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the clip. It is so sick, because your reaction afterwards is like having a really good birthday present or something.
I do get very hyped by things. I'm like Jordan in that way. Jordan gets very, very hyped.
Yeah.
I do as well. And it annoys me when people are like, oh, well, wasn't that good? And I was like, yes, it was.
For me, it was good.
For me, it was good, okay?
Yeah. So, I mean, you've done what was your traveling schedule this summer? When everyone else was going, I can't go anywhere because of lockdown, you kind of just decided to go everywhere.
Well, I went loads of places in England. Okay, you saying go over as if I was breaching all COVID rules. I was being pretty sensible.
Yeah, not in that way. But you actually, you got out a lot more than the average, I would say.
Yeah, I basically didn't go home. As soon as the lockdown restrictions eased, because you were in complete lockdown, as soon as it eased to being you can go outside your house, I just didn't come home. I was like, bye. I remember I think it started with a Bournemouth trip, which I went on with actually a couple of people from Milton Keynes, and then I met some of my friends in Bournemouth at the time. and then I came back from Bournemouth, and then I was straight off to places like Bristol, and then London. I went on a little.
Was
UK
this all
tour.
in the same trip?
I mean, I barely went home,
Yeah,
so I
that's
stayed
crazy.
home like once and over one night, and then I went away. But I did a little UK tour thing with Elise and Liam, so we went to Derby, Notts, Newcastle. Can't actually remember where else we went.
Are you just driving?
No, it was Liam that was driving, and
okay.
then Elise got a bit like her legs got tired, so we went back to Sheffield, and then me and Liam went to Glasgow and Edinburgh. And then came home, and then I went to Manchester, and then...
So you've just been fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It was quite fun.
Those trips definitely helped with your progression. And
fully.
also like your social media like boost, because there was so much new content coming out.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing clips of you from the spot in Bristol I've never been to. Do you know what I'm on
Castle
about?
Park, yeah.
Yeah, Castle Park.
Literally, it's one of my favourite spots.
Yeah.
Sick. But no, I think that trip definitely helped with progression and just being like, what's the word? You're just always in the front of people's eyes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which most people forget to do.
I mean, like over half my feed is just from after
Those
lockdown
trips.
east,
Yeah. So once you finish, is it college that you're in right now? And you're going to, if you take a gap year, then you'll probably have another massive
content.
boost. Yeah, in that, just traveling around the world.
As long as I don't break my other hand.
Just don't swing it into any walls. That's the most frustrating way to break your hand.
Yeah.
Like Johnston did the same thing.
Like it isn't shattering it, but it's different to like bending it and breaking it.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, I fell over. It's like, I just was a little bit too close to a wall.
Yeah. Keelan
Stop
literally
ringing me.
Keelan left like 2 days before I did it, but I remember it was on the like one of the last days I was in Glasgow.
Did you have to go to the hospital or did you go home first?
I didn't go for like 2 days
Yeah.
because everyone was like, "Oh, it's not broken." I think
That's classic though. Yeah, I think.
And I was in so much pain, and I kept feeling my hand, and I was like, "There's bones out of place here. Like, this doesn't feel good." And then I just remember Connor and Harvey being like, "It's probably fine. Like, if it was broken, I have a pretty good pain tolerance, but they're like, if it was broken, I feel like you'd be in a lot more pain." And I was slept like 2 nights with a broken hand.
Yeah.
When I was just on a sofa with a broken hand, just with a pillow.
That's
like,
classic parkour trip.
I didn't know it was broken. Then I went to the I went home. I went to work in the morning, and then after work, I worked.
Your hands like balloon.
Yeah. I work as a parkour coach. Literally had a broken hand. And then I went to the A&E, and they were like, "Yeah, so you've broken your hand and fractured your wrist on either side." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Jesus Christ.
Turns out my wrist actually wasn't fractured. It was just incredibly sprained, but they thought it was.
Okay.
But thanks Connor and Harvey for telling me my wrist wasn't broken.
Yeah.
That's weird they say that, because the reaction in that video, their faces, I would have thought they would.
You can hear the sound. You can literally hear my hand snap.
It's like they saw your hand come off.
Yep.
It's a pretty rank video, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can't even see what happens. You just
no. Well, you
put on
hear the
sound.
noise, and then you hear 3 people in a chain
like,
make a fucking Grinch face.
Yeah, and then you just see me hop off, and I'm like,
It's one of those things. Like if you actually
Walk
watched
over.
the arm swing on a running pre, if you think about how hard, like imagine punching a wall, a concrete wall, and then look at how fast somebody's arm is swinging. It's like, yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
the thing is, like I was sort of aware of the wall being there, so I lifted my wrist up,
Oh.
so it hit at that angle, which bent my wrist back,
Oh,
which is why
shit.
it's so messed up. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like a side smack. Like
No,
that.
it was like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt. I just tried to reenact it. And I just
Was it? Did Robbie bail before you or after? Because I
Robbie
swear.
bailed before me, but
Same day?
Robbie bailed
That's-
while I was sat in the corner being all depresso because my shins hurt. I was literally sat in the corner, like I was like behind a pillar, so I literally didn't see. All I heard was an ooh, so I came out, and then I was like, "What happened?" And then no one like told me. I was just like, I just thought somebody just did.
You just
something
like
dodgy.
gooch flipped it. Like
And then
Yeah.
then I came back, and then I put my headphones in, popped on some slow tie, and I just started doing like jumps. I was like, for some reason my shins just stopped hurting when I was just slow tie. But anyway, I just started doing some pre's, and I was looking at this running pre, and then I wanted to do it, and then I did it, and then I did it so many times as well.
Yeah.
Because
it's when you get complacent with something.
The drop on the other side
Yeah, I
is
know what you mean.
gross.
Yeah.
And okay, to be fair, I rinsed Connor for telling me my wrist wasn't broken, but he literally saved me from such a worse injury, because he was down in the drop, and I did the running jump, fully overshot it, and just fell over, and Connor literally caught me midair. I didn't even touch the ground, and it was on stairs as well.
Fucking
with, like,
hell.
rocks
I
and
love
everything.
Connor.
He
He's well
literally
good.
just caught me midair, and he just put me on the floor. He was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Jesus.
Harvey also tried to stop me from falling over as well, but
Tried.
Tried, yeah. He tried to like make sure I didn't overshoot it, but in trying to stop me from overshooting, he like spun me around, so I fell down the drop backwards.
Fucking hell.
But that's still my fault because I shouldn't have overshot the jump. So
accountability. There we go. That's what we're talking about.
It's my fault.
So Rachel was going through the phone, the podcast phone yesterday, and discovered a familiar voice sending in a message, which I apologize if my phone starts ringing. Sarah's trying to ring me because
familiar voice.
Yeah, you'll know which one I'm talking about in a second.
I think I know what one you mean.
So, hopefully no one's going to ring me. I know that Sarah and Mum are trying to currently work out where to drop Darwin off because he's at Mum's.
Oh, really?
Desperately trying to organise this. So we had a familiar voice that a lot of you who listen to the podcast regularly will recognise send in a very useful message, which is the following.
Hello, Motus. I just listened to your recent podcast, and you said that you need an intro for the mobile phone, and this is my intro, my submission. Motus mobile phone, send us a message, +44 7856 400161. Motus mobile phone.
So that is the cowboy, the one he said that Max looks like a cow. And he's a gangster. I can't remember his actual name because I had to forward this message to my phone. But what I did last night is I did this.
Motus mobile phone. Send us a message, +44 7856 400161. Motus mobile phone.
And there we have our first official jingle outside of the intro.
He must be so happy. He doesn't know that's happened.
What a gangster. But yeah, thank you for that. We actually haven't checked the phone for any messages for Rachel because we put a load of stuff on her. She put a load of stuff on her story instead. I was meant to put it on the Motus story and I completely forgot. But
nice.
We're going to have a load of listener questions.
Should I check them now?
Well, I think we should touch on the big topic of kind of the sexism
Media's
stuff.
getting violated.
Well, okay, so you were kind of at the center of a big thing, which actually was sick because you were the one who basically put a couple of people on blast, and I really respected that. But it's obviously a bigger topic than just like you and that individual thing, but it's something that has existed for years and will continue to exist. But I feel like the majority of people know what's right or wrong, but then you get this weird like herd mentality with lads where the wrong thing can be said, sometimes in private, sometimes in jest, but maybe it's not taken in jest. Like, there's so many different questions. Like in the last 2 years, because I guess you haven't been in this, it's not like you've been in this sport for a decade and you've seen a big change. Like in the last 2 years, do you feel like, I mean, by the sounds of it, you've had lots of kind of adversity. You've had lots of people saying like, no, you can't do that, or like, no, you shouldn't do that, or blah, 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 blah. A lot of the times you've just fucking done it anyway, which is sick. But do you feel like you had a rough time? Do you feel like it's got better in the last 2 years? Like, what are your sort of thoughts surrounding?
Well, when I started out, there was another girl in the squad.
Yeah.
Like elite squad, whatever you want to call it. So
Elite squad.
that was really good for me to just, I had another girl that was nice.
Yep.
But that didn't stop, like just like the normal like jokes where it'd be like, oh, people don't care because you're a woman. Like I got that all the time when I was starting out, and it's because it was like that herd like idea of like things that are acceptable to say.
Yeah.
So I have got some messages from people who used to do that who have apologized now, which is really nice. But,
yeah.
It's almost like because I saw it from the start, it's almost like it took me so long to like realize like this is it does make me a bit upset.
Well, this is what I've heard from so many girls is that like because it's been there throughout their entire life, they've almost not.
They don't speak about it really, do they?
And it's almost like that's the normal, and then there's like, oh wait, like it should be better than that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like when I did start, I remember I did like an underbar round of back, and then I did an underbar front handspring round of back, and I just made that into a little Instagram video, and I posted it, and then I posted it while I was at the gym, and I was like, I checked my phone, I was like, wait, this has already got 1,000 views, that's so cool. And then the first thing someone said was, oh, it's because you're a girl. I was like,
yeah,
well, I guess, but even now it's like I guess, but like I'm still, you know.
Yeah. And it's so tricky because we spoke about it, I think, when we were talking about this topic. And there is that kind of weird trickiness to it because in some cases that's not wrong. Like,
yeah,
a lot of guys want to follow girls, and like I myself said, like I will follow a girl even if she's sort of very new, because it's like, one, you want to show support, and also you want to see that progression. But also it shouldn't be your movement itself shouldn't then be discredited against because you're a girl.
It's like people will be like, oh, Rachel, you should do this, and they will look really cool and you'll get views, you know, because you're a girl. And I'm like, yeah, but I still want to do it because of, you know, the challenge for me. Things like that. It's like, if I do a challenge and I'm really happy about it and it does well, and then someone invalidates it by saying, oh, it only happened because you're a girl. Like, but getting the sponsorship, I had people say,
yeah, of course,
you're only sponsored because you're a girl. Well, yes, that's true, but at the same time, I did work hard for it. It's not like
you
wouldn't just sort of, if I was completely shit, you wouldn't have sponsored me.
That's the thing. It's like, we sponsored you because you're a girl and we wanted to add more girls to the team, but we didn't sponsor you because you're a girl. We sponsored, like, it's the really tricky thing.
Yeah.
We sponsored you because you, as I said earlier, like, you were putting in that fucking hard graft, and as hopefully people can sort of hear, like, Rachel is very much just like, oh, you're going to tell me no, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to travel, I'm going to train, I'm going to like push through these mental barriers. And it's like, we want to support that mentality, and we would support that mentality if that was Travis or whatever. But it's like, but also you were a girl or a girl and we wanted to take on 2 girls onto the team. So it was like, yeah, both of those factors kind of are true, but one wouldn't exist without the other. I don't know if I'm making any sense there, but
no, I know what you mean.
But yeah, it's so tricky. And I mean, what do you think it's got any better in the last year or so? Like, do you see more younger guys being more conscious about it, or do you think they're only conscious when it becomes a talking point and then people are like, oh shit, I shouldn't say that?
Well, I was talking about this in an interview the other day. Like, for me, in terms of training with people in person, it's definitely got a lot better because I've been training with different people. And I think I've been training with better people for it. So people that have traveled more and they have more experience with like training with girls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As well as when people do say stuff, people now will call them out for it. It's not like I have to be there like, oh, can you not say that to me? It's like someone else will be like, don't say that, mate. That's not funny. Or if there's something like that, which I do appreciate. And then, but definitely online, it's got much worse. But I feel like that's obviously to do with my online social growth as well. Like, I guess just you could say it's inevitable to get hate, but I mean, you get some fucking dark stuff. Yep. Yeah, I do get some brutal stuff, but at the end of the day, I do have like a few followers on Instagram, so it's like,
yeah, especially recently you've obviously sort of popped off, and
it's like when you have 15, like I have 15k I think on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get some mean comments, so. Because not
but you should, like, but you shouldn't.
Like I shouldn't. No. It's like I shouldn't, but it's almost like inevitable at this point, and it's just like.
But it's no. But why is it inevitable? Because I've only got 19k, and I am not nearly as good as you with like I can't do fucking anything that you can do, flips, blah 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 blah. But if I put up me trying a swing double or whatever, I would almost certainly get just like loads of support. If somebody was going to say something negative, they would say it behind closed doors and I would never hear it. Whereas for some reason with girls, you seem to get a lot more of that like unsolicited kind of...
I think they almost think people are going to back it.
Or almost like it's going to somehow come across as advice to you.
Oh, I don't even.
That's obviously that's a slightly different topic, but
I think it's more of a power thing as well.
It's really
I reckon
strange.
Some people probably see you do something that they would never ever be able to do, and then they're like, "Oh, that's not right. Like I deserve to have more power or whatever." But I don't know.
Or if it's like I do something that's exactly the same as them, but I do get more attention from it, and we both post the same thing.
Yeah.
I've actually had this with someone before who's actually my really good friend, but it was more like a social experiment. Social experiment? That sounds weird.
No.
But, my friend Adam Dyer from Street Media, we both posted the same dissent, and no offense to him or anything, but we wasn't the same level, at the same speed, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know why that'd be offensive to him. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's so ingrained. It's like I'm saying, oh, it's like a bad thing that I was doing it. It's not anyway. But yeah, we both posted the same descent, and obviously I got I think I got like 30,000 views and over 100 comments on it, and then he got 200 views and like 5 comments.
That's crazy.
So he's always been super supportive of me, but it is interesting to see, and you can understand, not understand, but you can see why some people would be
I think the simple matter. Sorry, Carol.
No, I was just going to say, for that clip in particular, I've never seen a girl do a descent like that before. If you're talking about the one, is it the one with the rail print in it or not?
No, it's the one.
Oh, the one in the rain.
No. It was the one.
You've done bloody loads of descents, haven't you?
I did. Yeah, it was one in Manchester, which was I think it was 3 stories, but it was dropping to a rail.
Yeah.
Which was like your standard rail, but there wasn't like anything underneath it. It was like a proper rail drop. My head height. So I was really, really happy to do it.
Can I just shout out to Renee, by the way, who's also recently have you seen?
I've seen her descent.
She's been doing some gnarly descents.
I love seeing girls do descents, but I didn't do descents because I was like, why are no girls doing descents? That looks sick. So I was like, I'm going to do some descents because, there's not enough girls
doing it. So it's like, you get 30,000 views or whatever. And it's like, well, if there were just as many women doing parkour as men, then I don't think you would have this. But it is the fact that it is a sort of rarity to see, and therefore it does cause more interest. Yeah. And it's so tricky. It's like, is that...
Yeah, that's the one I did picture that one as well. With the red
yeah, I was thinking that one.
But how weird would it be if it was the other way around, where if a girl posted... Well, let's say with that same scenario, it would always be that the girl gets something like 200 views and then the man gets like 30,000. I feel like that would even be worse. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, it would. You mean in the sense
that no one cares, but almost like if you think of it in a positive way, it's like so many people care because it's a big feat. Yeah,
it's like if it's not like I'm the first woman to ever do a descent or anything, but it's like if it's a woman doing a descent, some people have never seen that before. Like I still get comments on it being like, I've never seen a girl do this before. Yeah. So that's why it gets more views, and I don't think it should be portrayed as a bad thing that it's getting more views, because if anything, it's just putting it out there that girls can do this, and it's more likely for a girl to see that. And I don't think there's nothing we can do, like anyone can do, to change the way the reaction of whether it be a girl or a guy doing something impressive, and it's more the stuff that we can change, and the stuff that we have to try and influence is the reaction to the sort of the negatives and the nastiness and the comparing and everything else. You can't say, oh, don't go watch that clip because it's cool when there's a girl doing a descent, because that doesn't happen very often. But you can say maybe don't comment and say oh, a guy can do that twice as fast or whatever. Yeah, that's irrelevant. So each person's achievement should be their own thing. Lynn posted a reel today, and it was like a nice little parkour line. Yeah. The comments were so brutal. It was more brutal than I've ever had. Really? She does got a lot more followers than me, and it did attract a wider audience. But the comments, I was reading them out while we were down shooting. Yeah, while we were downstairs. They were brutal. It was stuff like, I've seen a guy do this 10 times better. This is another scenario of women trying to be men. Stuff like, oh, I bet she can't cook very well. She should get back in the kitchen. Yeah. It's the cliches like that, get back in the kitchen. It's who are you saying that for? Are you just doing that? You're not saying that for yourself. You're trying to make some other lads laugh. Sorry, but imagine telling me to get in the kitchen. What am I going to make? Please spaghetti. Fuck me, hoops. I don't want you near a kitchen. Spaghetti hoops and toast. Your first dinner when you were here was some fruit winders. Yes, it was. So this is a good example of it. Did you know, maybe a year ago, or not even that, did you know of other girls in the community getting the same sort of shit from other people? No. Because then you attended the, was it Move Mag? Move Mag, yeah. I would say Move Mag. It was almost like it was so unspoken. You did the Discord thing. Yeah, I did the Discord. I was in there as well, and that was sick. But it was almost like it had been unspoken. There are other girls in the community, but it was almost do other girls get this too? Yeah. Because all you girls were chatting about different scenarios and relating on it, and weirdly some girls had it completely different. Yeah. There were a few girls that have said I've never experienced anything like this, which I think is great, but I did feel like they got to be careful not to invalidate other people's experiences.
It also makes me,
have been fine,
the thing that also makes me, that kind of comment makes me wonder, like, well, maybe they are getting it, but it's too ingrained.
Yeah. I mean, like, even for me, it was so ingrained for a while. Like, I even said it was.
It's like, oh, this is just life for a girl. It's like, well, it shouldn't be life for a girl. Like.
Yeah, totally. But I was really happy to hear that some people just have never experienced that, and I think that's really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think other parkour communities around the world, they're probably more.
There's definitely some that have a lot more girls and a lot more like receptive. England's just a strange one, isn't it? Like.
Yeah, but then again, all of my mean comments are mostly from just like random people.
Yeah. Speaking of Lynn, we keep meaning to get Lynn on because she's studied like sort of the psychology and sexism. She studied
gender at uni.
She's really kind of really wise on the subject, and we keep talking about it, and we need to get her on. So hopefully we'll do that at some stage. But because there's so many things that I hear of every so often on social media, and it makes me like, I mean, you get the same thing with kind of racism and the topics like that, where it's even referring to girls as girls, is that belittling them? And then also I've heard the kind of like, there's all these terms where it's like, well, what's actually the most correct? Because it's like saying boys over men, like, or women, like it's like what?
It's true.
There's all these levels to like, well, how what's the best way to go approaching this subject? To approach this subject, so we tackle the kind of most important bits first, so we make life as easy as possible for you. Like, it's there's so many layers to it.
Yeah, you just got to be careful what you say, and I think just educate yourself
and just think like a nice person.
Yeah,
the thing is, you're kind of making it seem like it's difficult. It's really just not. I don't know. Like, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it works.
Well, no, I don't mean like it's difficult, but then it's just very occasionally I'll see somebody and it's like, well, you shouldn't call girls girls. You should call them women, because otherwise you're like belittling them. And then I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to say now. Yeah. But the basics come down to it of just like, treat women equally. Done. Like, wicked.
It's just not hard just to, when I do something, don't be like, oh no, actually, okay, this really annoys me. It's like when I'm warming up and I'll do like a really small pre, and then someone's like, wow, that was amazing. I literally just, it's kind of bad that I get so annoyed by it, but still, it's like I'll do the tiniest running pre just to like warm up my ankles, get my technique going. And they're like, wow, that was so good. And I'm like, actually, just fuck off. Oh no, it's like, the biggest. Or they're like surprised. Like, I'll do a half decent running pre, I'm still warming up, and they're like, wow, like, I didn't know you could do that. I was like,
do you get people trying to give you tips when you know that they are beginners?
Yes.
When you know they're beginners and that would be me. You know they're shit.
I know. It still happens to me like almost every time.
It's always the shit ones who give advice.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like to say my technique for jumps is okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Can you agree? Yeah, and then. But like I've worked on that for a long time. Like, I'm pretty comfortable like sending a jump, bouncing it and things like that. So I'll be like prepping a jump, I'll be bouncing it because I'm working on my technique. And then I just get people just trying to correct me on everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like I want to scream back. I know at them, but like they just assume.
They assume that
assume that I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, no.
I
do. Please.
And it's like you wouldn't, if you saw a guy doing that, you just wouldn't. Like, those same people would just not have those thoughts. It's like this weird.
I still want, like, I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm not going to give Rachel advice anymore. Like, no, genuinely, I appreciate like tips.
Yeah.
But when it's not like done in a condescending way, I think really appreciate when people come over and try to help. And so many conversations that are as well. It's like I barely ever know people, and I'm quite socially anxious a lot of the time.
But that's why jams are great, because it's when you break down that wall through going through a mental challenge together or like whatever.
So it's when people do offer you advice, it's like, oh, this is really nice. You like, you can bond over something. But it's when people give you advice and they're like,
well, I feel like it's so obvious. Like, if let's say you're bouncing something and I walked up, my first thing wouldn't be like, I assume she's trying to do this, therefore I'm going to give advice. It would be ask you what you're trying to achieve, not in like a kind of, oh, can I help you? What are you trying to do? It's just like, oh, what are you looking at?
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, oh, I'm thinking about this plyo, I'm just warming up my ankles. And then there's no need to go like, oh, well, I think you should try a crane on your left foot first, because like.
Also, it's like if when you're just looking at a pre, and then you're just like sort of like working out your run up and running up and just looking at it, and then someone will be like, oh, that's a bit far, don't you think? And I'm like, no, it's not. And then I've had that before. And go away.
Tough times. I mean, yeah, the thing we haven't spoken about, but it's just so. It's the sexualization of women. I mean, it's just in the world though, and it's because when you were calling people out, it's the bike comments and things, and it's like fucking hell, like this is where like I don't know, guys in groups when they're like uneducated and also just like ooh, it just gets nasty, and they simply do not think about the person at the other end of those comments. Yeah,
so I get so many messages from girls like, how the hell do you spend so much time with like big groups of guys, because obviously they say some questionable stuff. Yeah, and like it's weird. It's like I've been in a group of guys when we're training, and then they all like express support for me and stuff, but then they'll catcall a girl while she walks past. Yeah, and I'll just be like, guys, what the hell? Like, yeah. And anything like that, it's like
it's that weird double standard. Like.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's I think that's more ingrained in society rather than just like the parkour community.
Oh, for sure, it's widespread, and it's not something that's going to go away overnight, and it's so strange.
But yeah, it's just for a lot of guys like now, it's like they still can't see a female as being a friend or like a mate or anything like that. It's like female, woman, sex.
Yeah, it very quickly jumps.
It's like, I don't know. But I guess I just deal with it in different ways. But I mean, being with a group, it doesn't bother me anymore. Like, it's not like I'm in a room like, oh, everyone here is in love with me. It's not like that. It's more like sometimes they can be quite uncomfortable around women, which is like not fair enough, but like.
Well, I think what I have seen sort of, especially I'd say in like maybe the last 5 years, given that I'm sort of older and being around kind of younger guys and also like girls. I've sort of traveled America with Lynn and things, and you watch like a young teenage boy who is essentially pumped full of hormones and basically his brain is just thinking sex, try and have just a normal conversation with a girl, and you can tell they're not necessarily thinking like, oh, sex, but they're incredibly awkward. Like there's just it's just so awkward to watch, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, and then that just escalates when boys are together, and it's
just so bad as well, because sometimes like I get people coming up to me at jams like almost trying to flirt with me or something. Yeah. But I'm just trying to do a jump.
Yeah, you're like, fuck
and
off.
then but at the same time they're like really nervous and everything. I'm like, it's almost like
sweaty little parkour kid.
Yeah, it's almost like I can't blame them, because you know, like at the same time, if I was interested, then I'd be like, fair enough, but I'm not. Like, when it comes to sweaty little parkour kids, I don't know, but like I don't know what to say. It's like
there's just a lot more for girls to deal with. That is just simply it, isn't it? It's just a minefield compared to your like average little parkour
you get
boy.
You get people like following you around as well. I've had someone come to my gym from my Instagram and follow me around the gym. Who's like an older guy, so
I mean that's just straight like old stalking, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, classic stalker.
Yeah, he like messaged me like loads on Instagram. I don't think I only replied like twice. Because
was he a parkour guy or just like a straight up creeper?
No, like a parkour person. And I replied like he was like, oh, what gym is this? And me being me was like, oh, it's Paramount Parkour.
Next day.
And then he was like, oh, what days are you there? I was like, that's a bit weird. So I just replied saying most. And then the next thing I know, he was there. Oh. And then I was just like, okay, I recognized him, because people were like saying his name. I was like, oh God. And then I just started warming up, you know, he just came over to me and then just started like doing like challenges right next to me. And then every time I moved to like a different space, he kept trying to talk to me as well. Every time I moved, I know it sounds really mean, but you got to understand girls have to be a lot more careful. Yeah. I even ended up going out to the completely different part of the gym. He just followed me out there. I was like,
and he's fucking hell.
Yep.
What a fun time.
It's like a different dimension.
Yeah.
Being a girl.
Blah, blah, blah. Should we do some questions? We just hit an hour, so we should sort of not keep this going too long. But you got to drive home at some stage.
Oh God, don't even.
No, wait, you're not going home. You're going to Fatween tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be at Fatween.
Fatween.
If I just give you my phone, do you think you can just pick out? Because I don't know.
Let's have a look, Keelan. Love from India.
My favourite.
We got how long you've been training for. We've done that. What is your favourite map on the Hypixel server?
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Is that Minecraft?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Bonabjon.
Show me.
Bonabjon.
Where is this guy?
Top right. Are you a Minecrafter as well?
Is it Björn?
Who said that?
I think it's Björn.
Why does everyone in Motus play Minecraft? Is it Jordan's
yeah,
mate?
It's one of Jordan's
it's
mates.
one of Jordan's friends.
Yeah, he's called Bear. Is he just called Bear on Minecraft?
Yeah, Bear.
Yeah. She's part of the Discord. So
Everyone in Motus plays Minecraft. I
Yeah.
thought these guys were cool.
Well, no, you thought that I was lame for playing Minecraft. Now everyone plays it. You're the lame one.
Yeah, apparently so. I'm just a fucking old man. Jesus Christ. I'm a
loser. Is dance party's hype quickly, isn't it? Or is
Yes.
that- yeah. Probably dance party.
Nice.
Is that a map?
I was
Some
so
sort.
bad.
So it's another
I was
thing made
so
out of
bad at
blocks.
it,
Yeah.
Dance party's like you gotta like jump onto the right colour and stuff.
Oh, dream move from Lilu. Wait, is it Lilu or Lila?
Lilu, I
Yeah,
think.
Lilu.
I don't know. I mean, because I keep my dreams fairly like within reach of each other. Like
So you can tick them off. Swing
yeah,
double,
so at the
sponsored by
moment,
Motus.
dream move is front 5, I think, outside or side full.
You've got them in the gym though.
Yeah, I've got them like flat and sprung, but it's just taking something from like a sprung floor to not sprung. My knees probably can't take it. Oh, Giles' face, he's probably reading these and I don't know what they say. I'm really scared.
bad.
Favorite thing about Giles?
His dog.
His dog. There we go. That's a good answer. Yeah,
good.
I would agree. Do you want to choose
Yeah,
one?
let me have a look. I'm kind of scared to look at these questions.
Find the most horrific one.
There was actually no, I did check one. There was one asking me what the most amount of poos I've done in a day. Like, I don't know. I don't keep track. I'm not Travis.
But you did print out a Dymo label that said poo and stick it on the toilet door.
What do you think the next 5 years is going to entail for you with Motus? Do you think you'll move on from it?
Oh, bloody hell. You've only been here for about a month.
Imagine
That was
like,
myth. We know myth. Yeah.
Jokes.
And you're going to get fed up.
Imagine like I just get famous. I'm like, all right, bye guys.
I mean, fair play if you do. Just, try and give a shout back occasionally.
Nah.
Send a
literally,
postcard.
Motus has like been a dream for me for so long. I just can't imagine like being like bye.
But like minus that, like, would you move on question? The other bit,
years,
well,
I
the
don't
next
know.
5 years.
I mean, you wanted to hit an APC this year, right? Like, you
Yeah.
were keen to go and travel.
I really wanted to do an OPC this year. I want to try. I've never had the chance to compete skill.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to because it's one of those things I really like. I still would. Don't know if I compete style because style's not really my style.
Style's not really my style.
Flips recently, I've just kind of moved away a bit.
Yeah, I've noticed that it's like a really strong foundation, like parkour stuff now.
Yeah. So I don't know. Next 5 years, I just want to travel as much as I can, get as much content, and really just improve as much as I can.
Basically, I mean, with this question with Travis, didn't we? So you'll both be 23, so you're still like young.
Yeah, I want to do some video projects. That'd be really fun.
Yeah. Once the world chills.
What's your favourite place to train at the moment?
Bristol, probably.
I knew you were going to say Bristol. A lot of people have been
A lot
saying
of big
Bristol.
love for Bristol, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like Bristol.
Shout out Bristol. Sorry,
Castle
we
Rock
need.
is just such a nice spot for me. It's like it's like one of those places like there's jumps for like everyone.
It's like fat
You know that
walls.
one, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's such nice walls to bounce. There's different levels for everything.
Yeah, because you did that running pre. You stopped the running pre across, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go back and do it over the death drop.
Yeah. Is it actually a death drop?
Nah, it's like a break both your legs.
Yeah,
drop.
yeah.
But yeah, I want to do that. There's like
I love
there's
how
a more
death.
disgusting one, which is with the step up but over more of a gap. And there's also one without this. I don't know. Actually, there's a really big one in Bristol that I want to do, but I probably will break both my legs doing it. But
Probably don't do it.
fun. It's like 16 foot though. Same size as IMAX, so.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
But it does look doable when I'm less dead, I guess.
What have you got, Kean?
Maybe.
No, just someone asked why you hate Liverpool.
Is that shit, Shay?
That's Shay.
Yeah.
Do you hate Liverpool?
Just don't even acknowledge it. He called me a posh twat. We don't need to.
What a twat.
We don't need to. Who else we got? How have you kept up with training whilst in school and college? Yeah, run me through your daily routine again because we didn't actually go.
It's a bit of a mess. So like, because my college timetable was pretty like inconsistent. Basically, most of the days I'm in college, I wake up at like 8. I have to start my lesson at 8:45. That's at the posh school that I go to study chemistry. I do that for 2 hours.
Do you ride a broom there or go down the like train thing that Hogwarts has?
I just drive my car.
What, the one that flies and crash into a tree? Yeah.
So I do that, and then I drive over to my other school. Then I'm there until 2:30. At 2:30, I drive to work. I work from 3:30 until 8, and then if I'm not dead, I then train 8:30 till 10 at the gym, which costs £7 a session.
Do you work at the gym that you train at?
No, then I have to drive to the other gym.
Savage.
And then that's in Milton Keynes. Then I have to drive like half an hour home.
And you do that basically every day?
Well, I do that Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursdays I either finish at 5 or 12. It's like either week.
Yeah.
Then on Fridays I have like all day at college from 9 to 5. And then on Saturday mornings I go in to do chemistry as well because I have Saturday school. I finish that at 10:45. Straight after that I leave, and then I usually don't come back until Monday evening when I go training.
So you basically get in the car and fuck off to somewhere that actually has a community?
Yeah. But I say really bad. There is a small parkour community in Milton Keynes. It's just there's no spots in Milton Keynes.
Savage. Your phone is locked.
That timetable makes me feel sick.
The question that I saw was, what's your go-to Nando's order?
No, I can't say that because people will violate me.
Why?
Because I get plain Nando.
What, or just plain chicken?
Yeah, I know. I get 5 chicken wings, plain, with peri salted chips and garlic bread.
But wait, is plain like... Oh, wait, maybe I think
spicy to them.
Plain-ish. Okay.
Oh, plain-ish.
I literally threw up from those chilies.
Is there a medium one?
There's like lemon and herb. I don't even get that. I'll get plainish. Then again, Travis gets plain as well. So if you're going to come for me, come for Travis as well. I'm dragging him down with me.
Amazing.
We both like dropped out on that.
Where people don't know what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
so.
I never mind. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. How many poos have you done in one day?
That's from Johnny. Did you read that was from Johnny?
Johnny Music.
Johnny, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Do you want to do Sukahara like Sydney Olsen?
I mean, I did them in such a sketchy place. Like when we had a foam pit in our gym, it was like the tiniest foam pit, and I did it off like this, like I don't know.
They can see
I'm
that.
holding my hand.
They can fully see that.
I'm trying to judge how high that's.
I'd say like a 10-year-old in height.
Yeah. 10-year-old in height.
Yeah.
I did it off about that height into a pit, and like badly. So I guess I've never had like a setup where I could probably do it. I probably could. I just don't like tucking them because it's like
it's trying to get your legs in again, isn't it?
Yeah, they just don't come back in.
I feel like they're just full of G-force.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't tuck.
To do them well, it's just pure G's. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Motus making a female clothing line?
Do it.
It makes it sound like we're either doing it or we're like not doing it. It's gone. It's your question.
I mean, it's just on the cards.
It's on the cards.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it.
Not necessarily a line, but like pieces in a line.
Yeah,
would be nice.
It would be that moving forward, the aim is to basically like, let's say we had the Soul Destroyer collection, there would be, let's say, 8 male pieces and 3 or 4 female pieces. Like
the thing is, the male pieces, girls can wear them too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
As well as the girl pieces, men could wear them. I mean, Keelan wears cute crop tops all the time.
Keelan loves a crop top.
Unisex clothes.
So it's more like they're just styled more for women. So
yeah,
I mean, the way I dress at the moment, I don't dress that feminine, but your face.
What?
But things like crop tops, I really like them. Just things that like fit better.
You make your own clothes.
I do make my own clothes a lot, which is mostly because I have probably I have very strange proportions and sizes. I have very long legs and very annoying like muscles.
Welcome to Motus.
Yeah,
all of us here.
Long legs, short torso.
Trousers for girls aren't designed for girls with leg muscles and really long legs.
This is a thing I do actually hear fairly often.
So
my
it's
shoes
like,
come off.
I was talking to Giles literally the other day about how many pairs of trousers I've ripped. I think I've ripped every single pair of trousers I've ever trained in. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
I mean, I'm sitting in a new pair now, but they're not even mine.
What are they? The joggers?
Yeah, the joggers.
The new joggers that aren't out yet. But yeah, we're definitely going to do something. We like I've always been hesitant to do. Why are you tapping your headphones?
My headphones aren't working.
They actually. Oh, have you pulled the cable out?
Yes, she has.
You silly. I've always wanted to do girl stuff, but also didn't feel right until we had girls on the team because it like obvious.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is like to do factory made stuff when let's say our minimums are like 300 pieces. there are obviously less women in the community, so it's financially risky to do tons of pieces, but we are exploring things that we can do that sort of financially make sense, but also tick the boxes. So we're definitely, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have anything out for winter. But you've just been shooting in the winter stuff today, and it does look good on you.
Yeah, no, I do really like it actually. It's quite, I mean, my style at the moment is quite, I don't know how to explain
90s hip hop.
Yeah, I
you
guess.
look like right now with that shirt and that beanie
and
the chain. You look like a kind of Avril Lavigne grunge girl.
And my hair as well.
Yeah, and your blue hair. Yeah.
I accidentally dyed my hair blue. I don't know how, but it was purple, and then now it's literally turned blue. Over
this really?
Trip. Yeah, it was light purple. It was that color. It's turned blue over the time I've been here. I don't know why.
Wait, it wasn't that color when you arrived, was it?
I'll show you a photo of what color it was when I left the house.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, it's a completely different color.
Don't pay attention, apparently.
But I'm hoping, like, I don't know, maybe some shorts kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, women's shorts are definitely one thing that's big stress for me, because it's like the ones that are designed for athletic purposes are also see-through, and the ones that aren't designed for athletic purposes aren't designed for athletic purposes. So I end up wearing, people have noticed this, I wear Nike Pros underneath a pair of denim shorts when I train.
What are Nike Pros?
Like, you know, like the tight ones. Like, these.
Oh, like kind of like
the
like shorts,
shorts kind of thing. So I always wear those under a pair of denim shorts, because obviously denim shorts, if I'm doing an aerial, you kind of
yeah.
And then lycra shorts, obviously they cover that, but then you do a pre and land in a deep squat, and they're see-through. So it's like
okay. So we need to make a stretchy pair of denim shorts with a lycra inseam.
Yes, that would be sick.
There you go.
Exactly.
Boom, done.
That'd be dope.
We should probably start to wrap this up.
You keep forgetting the bloody...
God.
What?
I think my mum must have dropped Darwin home without asking me, and he's destroyed everything in the kitchen. Sarah's just sent me a photo. Like, that is just carnage.
Oh my God.
Are they pizza boxes?
Oh no, my slipper's in there as well.
Is it fucked?
I'm not sure. Sorry guys, podcast emergency here. Yes, so we have one final jingle and one final thing for Rachel. Keelan, do you want to hit this? Oh Jesus Christ, do you want to hit this jingle?
Oh yeah, baby.
Top five.
Oh, we did it. We got the sample. It also works really well if you do this. Amazing.
All right.
Any top 5 you give me, I'm going to take like ages to think of it. So
Can you hear that? That is a lot.
This is our little pot of top 5s.
It's not a pot, it's a bloody top hat, you knob.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now look away.
Oh, did you get one that's not meant to be in there?
If you were sponsored by any company in the world, who and why? That does
Great
not
top
sound like
5, Giles.
Oh, that's a long one. Take that out. That was a different question.
The Motus projects.
Go on.
Events. Okay.
Top 5 events.
I haven't been to that many.
Yeah, that's quite a hard one for you.
You
can list ones in there that you want to go to.
It doesn't have to be parkour events.
Oh shit.
It could be like Truck Fest.
Truck Fest is a very good event.
That I just pulled that off the top of my head as I said it.
I have been to Truck Fest.
As I said it, I remembered that you went.
I will go down the route of parkour, I guess, because I
all right, top 5 events you want to go to.
Okay, I'm going to do ones I've been to and ones I want to go to. Okay. I really want to go to For the Love. I've never been.
Yep.
Ever, which is really bad. Project Underground's got to be on there because it's my roots.
Crying in the toilet.
Crying in the toilet. Love that. I need to go back and then just not cry in the toilet.
I mean, it could just be your...
One day...
It could be your ritual, your pre...
No, one Project Underground, I'll go and I won't cry in the toilet, and then that'll be...
Wait, have you been to more Project Undergrounds?
I've been to 3.
And you've cried in the toilet every time?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no.
I hate competing.
Well, just maybe don't compete and stop crying.
It's just very overwhelming.
Sounds like you're putting yourself through a lot of stress.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have very bad social anxiety, but I want to compete. So it's like, I want to compete. No,
the mixed emotions, yeah.
Yeah, I hate attention with all ounce of my being. So that's why.
Sorry.
Fucking hell.
Anyway, yeah. Oller Up was amazing. That was so fun.
But that was the actual, like, the Oller Up jam, right?
Yeah, Oller Up jam.
Did you sleep in the cool house or just in a crash mat somewhere?
Does it look like I slept in the cool house?
No, okay. Well, now you're with the gang, we sleep in the cool house.
Wow.
We drink wine.
I can't wait to go as a VIP.
Yeah.
What else do I want to go to?
I'm in trouble with Sarah. This isn't good.
I want to go to For the Love of Summer. Does that count as a different event?
That doesn't count. For the Love of Summer.
NAPC. I want to go to that.
Yeah.
What am I on 4?
No.
3. For the Love of Summer doesn't even exist anymore. They're not doing it anymore.
Are you joking?
From what I've heard, anyway.
I want to put a trampoline on a beach.
No, because so many people got wrecked.
There's trampolines on the beaches anyway.
Yeah.
But I know you meant the sand outside.
But people got broken.
For the Love.
Yep. Nova.
For the Love of Nova and NAPC, right?
I want to go to NAPC.
Yeah.
And don't know.
The Red Bull Art of Motion. There you go.
How could I forget that? Hopefully I'll be able to do that one year. I don't know. But
so like
the idea of putting together a submission.
But you clearly don't enjoy competing.
It's fun anyway without competing.
Yeah, like Art of Motion
it's really
just
fun.
a holiday. It's a training holiday. It's a trolley day.
I think I just
trolley day.
But if you were going, would you be like, I may as well compete because you're there?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because of like my gymnastics background without competing and stuff. I don't like competing, but I almost feel like not like I have to or anything like that. I definitely did feel like I had to compete at some of the Project Undergrounds that I've done.
It's because they come waving a clipboard in your face and they're like, go on, love.
Go on, love. And then I think that's why I've ended up in like tears and stuff because it's like I didn't want to,
sorry, just sign this disclaimer, and then they whip the paper away and they're like, you're signed up now.
But it's like I've gone thinking I'm not going to compete, and then last minute I've literally brought it on myself. It's like I can't blame anyone but me. But yeah, I should go. If I go with the intention of competing. I mean, last time I went with the intent to compete, and then I actually had a half decent run and ripped my hands up completely.
Nice. It is tricky because obviously there are less women in competition. You have a better chance of doing well in a competition, and therefore it can help your presence in the sport.
I've never competed in a women's only comp.
But you could. That's what I'm saying. Like if
there was an opportunity to, it's like if they had a women's only comp, I'd definitely compete.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like NAPC,
that's why I want to go to NAPC, because I feel like the comp environment there would be like,
it's such a good.
Just imagine that all them girls like all doing all these challenges. That
you'd
sounds
love the skill. The skill.
Yeah, skill's amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Go train with friends.
Whereas for most Project Underground, I've been like only girl in the adult comp.
Yeah.
So it's like, and up next is the only woman.
Here's the novelty acts. And you're like, fuck's sake. Like,
yeah. So it's like, I really, really want to compete in a girls only comp, because I think that would be so much fun. But that being said, I did actually come 5th in a comp.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
There was one where we had a jam comp Paramount. That's why I did the swing dub in the comp. But I actually came 5th, and I won best skill and best female, but didn't have like a podium for female. But there was like 16 people in that competition, so I take that as an absolute
sick.
win.
Yeah, that's good.
Smashed it. Sick. Well, I'm in trouble because my kitchen's been destroyed.
Nice.
And I need a wee. So would you wrap this up? This has been good. I feel like we've touched on some important topics and probably put our foot in it numerous times.
I've forgotten everything we talked about, so I'm going to have to listen to this again. And then
you'll probably message us and go, I hate my voice.
I do hate the sound of my voice.
People are
it's like I know I actually sound annoying. So some people are like, shut up, Rachel, you're annoying. I'm like,
surely the sound annoying is a subjective thing. You can't sound annoying.
I sound annoying to myself.
I guess if you...
Yeah.
Okay, that's just making fun of people with speech.
No, I didn't mean to do a list, but I was trying to do like I guess if you sound like this, you'll probably sound quite annoying.
Yeah, but what if their voice is like that?
Yeah, somebody's going to message me now and be like, fuck so. Yes,
Whoa.
no. I was just going to say that everyone always, they go, oh, I want to listen to it. And they listen, they're like, fuck, I hate the sound of my voice.
Yeah.
Every time.
I feel like by the end of listening to it, I'll be like, hey, maybe I don't sound that bad. You know? Because if you like, it's like if you stay...
But you've just said this. Whoever gets to the end of this podcast is now going to message you and go, yeah, you do.
Oh, God. So. People are going to do that anyway.
Yep.
People are going to send me like videos of them listening to it, being like, lol, you sound so dumb.
You sound like a girl.
I wonder why that is.
You only got on the podcast because you're a girl.
My sister will probably listen to this. Hi, Kat.
Hi, Kat.
She's like my number one fan.
How old is she?
22. No, 1. Oh, God. She's 22.
Oh, Kat. She doesn't even know your own birthday.
No, it's her birthday next month. I was like, wait, what month are we in now?
Amazing.
But yeah.
Amazing. We got any cool buttons to hit? Do you want to hit a button? Don't hit the purple or the grey one. They mean nothing.
Bullshit!
Was that fun?
That felt good.
I liked when you missed the button the first try. Do you want to hit the red one and that'll end the podcast?
Hell yeah.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.